What's going on, everyone? You're watching Unboxing Thursdays, episode 219. Tonight, my guests are Hector and Peter from Mondo. We're going to be talking about some awesome toys that they have out, and who knows what they're opening up tonight. But sit back, enjoy the show, and enjoy your weekly unboxing therapy. DK.
What's today? It's Thursday.
Hello there, toy collectors. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and I am very excited to bring you this special review.
If anything, the Kim family, they're archetypes. Which is sad, but not always a bad thing.
I'm okay. I have one juicy on the name.
Let's try them. Let's still try.
Welcome back, everybody. My name's Kevin, aka Touring Around. You're watching Unboxing Thursdays. If this is your first time here, what we do is we get together, we open some of the newest collectibles that are available in the market right now. We have some, nothing but illustrious guests that we chat with every week. And it's great because we get to share it with you here in the live chat, or if you're watching on the replay. And of course, I get to do it with the homie DK right here. What's up, DK?
Not much, man. How are you? How are you?
Double how? Let me go get the papers. Get the papers. I know you're a big Transformers guy. I watched Transformers 1 on the weekend, and my rating is I would buy toys.
I'm glad.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about the movie. Did you watch it yet?
I have not.
Okay, you're
the
fake
fact
fan.
that you beat me watching it, I'm happy. I'm kind of sad.
I'm
a fake fan. I'm a fake fan.
That's fake. Those are all cut out.
It's just green screen right now. It's like
green screen. Yeah, man. But yeah, we're gonna open up some toys tonight. We have some awesome guests, and of course, some people who are checking us out live tonight, which is gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna bring the guests on in a second. I just want to do a quick shout out to people who are here. We have Matt, me, Danielle, Irving. What's up, Irving? Johnny Cock, the best, Taco Boy, Josh Brown, Dom, Asian Image. Whoa, we're an Asian Image. Whoa, welcome to the show. Thomas Crosby, Rocky Trevino, Frankie Rivera. A lot of new names. Thank you for being here. Vincent Lee, Attack Peter is here, waiting on the other side. Game Over Geek. DK, highlight some of these comments. We're gonna save them. If they have any questions, feel free to type them, and we'll try to get to everything real quick. But let's bring on our guests. Let's get the show on the road. Joining us tonight from one of the coolest toy companies out there right now, making awesome stuff, from Mondo. You may have seen some of their interviews that I did with them from San Diego Comic-Con here on the channel, and just a bunch of guys that are really fun to talk to, who are like super cool geeks. Please welcome to the show. We have Hector and Peter.
Speaking of that Comic-Con interview where you wore shorts,
Off the bat.
I am in honor of you being here. Look at that camouflage.
Look at those thighs. Look at
Let
those
me show you the
thighs.
quads. Look at that. Oh, sick.
Oh,
no big deal. No big deal.
You got
Damn.
the quads going, bro.
Hey, do your squats, dude. Wake up every
squat
morning,
like
do your squats.
400 pounds.
Do you do this when you go? You like that?
No, I
Or
do
you-
back squats. You put it right here.
Oh,
Shout out Asian Image,
actually
Irving.
you're
The
holding,
real
holding weights when you do squats. I
Actual
was
weights.
trying to talk about like old man squats.
Air
You know,
squats.
Yeah,
You have some air
old-
squats
my
when
own
you're
body
doing-
weight's enough.
The
You
one
can do
you
your
were
air
doing
squats
like
in between.
this, that's like Tai Chi at the park.
Yeah, no, this is what I was doing the intro to your videos. Like, who could possibly be a cooler toy company? There might be toy companies that are like more prolific, more established, more, longer history, but who's like more fun to hang out with and talk to? Come on, dude. I've seen those guys, dude.
They're not wearing shorts.
And Trevor, dude, that guy goes, hey, it's me, Trevor from NECA. You want to have Kyle on to compete with the cools? Like, hey, it's Kyle.
The shade, man. The shade you're throwing. I wasn't aware you'd be throwing
Well,
all this shade.
Ryan King's
man.
a
Our
fucking
good
man. He's
friends
cool
over
as fuck.
there,
I'll put him up there. I'll put him up there.
Trevor and Kyle, shout out. We love you both.
I love you guys. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys.
Yeesh.
Yeah, you came out first. You
Came out
attacked me.
swinging, man.
This is
He
what-
went
this is
over
what
their
attack
shorts.
Peter means.
He's showing off
This
his
is why it's called
legs.
Attack Peter.
We're in honor
He's
of you, my
attacking
friend.
everybody.
For the record, so for people who didn't see the video, we did an interview, and it was my first time doing press in San Diego. First of all, for a Canadian, that was the hottest week of the summer.
It was a beautiful weekend there. It wasn't even that
For
hot.
Miami
for you.
people. That's
for him.
great.
Yeah.
That's cool for you,
Yeah.
right? So you're in jeans or cords, whatever it may have been, and it's shorts. And I didn't know what kind of interview it was because I thought it was like at a booth or something, and then they're like, it's at this hotel or it's at this room.
Dude, the
I'm like,
audacity of what you're saying right now. Let me just cut in.
Whoa.
You brought, first of all, you dressed yourself. Number one. Number two, you brought an incredible setup, a great camera, mics, all that. You set the camera up. You could have put it anywhere, and you put it just at short level. If you would have moved a little bit, we would have seen your balls, dude. It would have been weird.
Well, what you just did when we started, and let's just say I was on the same wavelength. So we were both, going for a certain.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hey, we were all surprised we were in a hotel room. We didn't know we were going to be in there either.
Yeah, that's true. We had no idea where we were being paraded around.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we're going to be in this hotel room, talk to like people for 3 hours. Cool.
Yeah, that was wild.
I mean, I'm so new to all this. I thought that was normal. So I'm like, oh,
it apparently is. Like, it's that floor. For people who don't know what we're talking about, at Comic-Con, a lot of the press happens outside of the convention center.
Right.
And so Hector and I had a block of interviews to do at the Hilton. Was it the Hilton?
Yeah.
The Hilton. So it's just right next to the convention center. And it's a really nice empty room, unassuming doors. It looks like you're in a library. And every door you open is like a different studio setup. Like we walked into one of them that looked like somebody's living room, like Wayne's World. And then we walked into another one, and it's a full like TV set with Brandon Davis from comicbook.com interviewing us, right? And then we walked by Rob Liefeld was like walking by us, and it was like just funny, weird thing. We have no business being there. So when I saw you, Kevin, and the look on your face of I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I'm like, my brother. Like we're here not knowing what we're doing together.
That's how we
DK,
felt.
what are you doing?
What are you doing,
DK?
You've
never.
I'm manning the chat. You know,
in a year of you being on here, you've never had anything ready to show.
Just on game, on point.
He knew what to bring up right now.
And when you see how much space there was on either side of us, you could have panned the camera in a little further.
I guess I was preparing for like usually it's just
you wanted to show off your quads, Peter.
Yeah.
You see your
I'm wearing shorts to New York Comic Con just to hang with you, Kevin, for the picture.
I'm not even going.
We should. We should do.
I can't. Oh. I want to, but it's my daughter's.
Is it closer to you?
It's less than an hour flight to.
Oh, jeez.
Speaking of unboxing, let me unbox my first thing here, which is this mug. So I can drink. I gotta drink something, so I want to make sure whatever I'm drinking is on brand.
Are we changing this to unboxing?
Mondo Creature from the Black Lagoon Tiki mug, where I will be drinking my drink from tonight. So let me start real quick. Got my kombucha.
No pre-rinse?
Oh yeah, I washed it already. I just put it in the box for effect. Look at that.
It's green.
Yeah.
Yes, Mondo is cool for sure. Mondo
Look at that.
Cool.
There we go. And now,
are you the type to buy boxers from the store and put them right on, or no wash?
No, I washed this mug ahead of the stream, and then I put it back in the box for effect. It's pre-planning, like wearing pants to an interview. So
or DK having that clip ready.
For real.
Freaking guy.
Yeah.
Hey, to unboxing.
Cheers.
Right?
I'm drinking coffee.
Cheers.
There you go.
Hector, Peter, I think it's nice to have you guys back. Thank you so much.
I don't know, man. You might regret it at this point.
And you know what about that? It's almost our anniversary when last time you guys came back.
No shit.
Last time you guys were here was September 28th.
Whoa!
No way.
What? No way. That's crazy.
Perfect. We'll see you in a year after this.
Yeah. See you guys in 2025. I mean, DK, 2 for 2.
Episode 170.
Oh shit.
Okay, but you guys had Omega Red. I think Hector had Omega Red that he was showing off, which is super cool.
Sick figure.
So after all that preamble, people joining us, Peter is the senior creative director. Am I getting? Feel free to correct me at any time. Obviously you have.
Yeah, senior creative director.
Yeah, Hector, senior director, creative and product development. And you guys do a lot of interviews for Mondo with a lot of the releases that you have press, and it was cool on the GDL Toy Tubers panel. You guys were there. adding some crowd commentary, adding in Alex as well. Like, it was cool. It was cool hanging with you guys, and it's just cool to see like fans of the stuff making the toys. And
Yeah.
you can see in the background behind you guys. You know, there's
I mean,
a lot of
100%. Like, that is the absolute truth. Like, we make stuff that we want to see, that we want to have. We had conversations today, like for hours, about should we make this thing look like that because it might be more successful, but if we do it this way, it's exactly what we want as collectors. And we're like, let's just do it what we want and just roll the dice.
Yeah.
So we have those conversations all the time. And as far as the Toy Tuber panel goes, like, I personally am a huge fan of those toy tubers that in that room specifically. You guys are all super entertaining. I love watching your streams. I love watching you guys. I love watching Geek Dad and Toying. It's very entertaining for me because I like to talk and nerd out about this stuff.
Yeah.
But not everybody is a great broadcaster. So it takes a little bit of both, being a toy geek, right? And knowing your stuff, but also making an entertaining stream. And you guys do a great job of that.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
Hell yeah. What, to let kind of people know a little bit about yourselves before we look at some of the toys. Hector, like, what kind of stuff are you into collecting? I know there's a lot of Sofubi style, kind of like,
Yeah. I mean,
you.
I've been at Mondo for it's going to be 6 years in January. So a lot of what I have here is my Mondo stuff that we've worked on, right? But as a collector, I love collecting soft vinyl. Soft vinyl is my jam. That's where, like, Designer Con, when I go there, like, that's when I'm spending a ton of money. If I go over abroad to like Japan or something, I'm throwing down a bunch of money just to get soft vinyl toys. I just love the way they feel. I love the aesthetic about them. I love that, some of them are limited. And so, like, if you manage to win a lottery, like a lot of these Japanese soft vinyl companies all do lotteries, right?
Oh,
so, like,
really?
if you win a lottery, right? It's like special. You had that chance to get this. So I love all of that for soft vinyl. I'm a huge fan of the 1/6 scale stuff too. It's just, and that's all in front of me. You guys can't see it, but soft vinyl is my main jam. Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know it was like a lottery, like a sneaker drop.
It depends.
It has a lot in common with the sneaker world, actually.
Yeah, it does. It does, especially in Asia. You go to any of the conventions that center around like soft vinyl.
Okay.
A lot of these developers are making, like, this, for example, right? It's like one of 50.
Bring it up.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Oh god.
It's the linchpin holding the whole shelf together.
Yeah.
One
of my favorite things, and this was from Wonderfest. I think it was this past summer in Japan.
Damn,
and I think it's like one of 50 or something like that. It's a low run, and it was a lottery to get it.
Wow.
And my buddy happened to be there, and he won the lottery. And he's like, "Dude, I got it. You want it?" I was like, "Yeah." So I had to shoot him a bunch of money. But this is the kind of stuff that, it's like lottery based, right? There was this one guy when I went to Japan. His name is Real X Head, and he does these type of figures. He does these in his house, basically. And he basically has a line of people that form outside of his house I think it's every other week or something like that. And they just kind of, he told me that his neighbors get upset because a bunch of people just kind of loiter around waiting.
Yeah, it's not zoned for that.
And so, he makes runs of like 50 to 100 of different, he'll use the same body and maybe do a different head or a different colorway, or a different accessory or whatever it is, right? And he makes these small runs, and people just have to show up to his place basically, and he just sells them out in like a couple hours. And then he's like, okay, he closes shop, and then he's like, come back in like 2 weeks or whatever it is, and he'll have another colorway. So it's like this. We were lucky enough he gave us a tour of his like shop that's probably no bigger than my office here. It's just a small room, basically. And he was making these, and his drop was going to happen the next day. And he was gracious enough to let us buy one from him. And it was probably the only chance I was ever going to get to buy this particular colorway of his work. So it's that kind of stuff's like super special to me.
Very cool. And while you have the big window, do you have anything that you're unboxing tonight? Or wait, should we save it for, is it like a...
Whenever I want,
you tell us. You're producing this thing.
Is it like a special surprise? I don't know.
He's got a good one.
All right, let's
Whenever you start unboxing stuff, ask him last. It's a good one.
ask him last.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to Peter real quick. Peter, what kind of stuff are you into collecting? Maybe now or even from before?
It's funny
into.
because Hector and I have so much in common with what we like to collect, and so I have a lot of the same interest when it comes to the Sofubi soft vinyl. But what I wanted to illustrate is that I think from what I can tell from all my friends who collect that stuff, it's like it's one of a few end games where you've been collecting figures and stuff your whole life, and you start to get to the point where you've seen everything, you've had things that feel like you've had it before. And then the thing that attracts me about soft vinyl, I think Hector too, is number one, it's usually a very unique take on things, right? So it's stylized differently depending on the artist working on it. So there's a singular vision usually with this stuff. So you can have Godzilla, right? Made by 5-10 different companies / people, and they're all totally different made. Right. Some people like all of them. Some people like up 2 or 3 of them, right?
You did some pretty awesome ones, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, that's part of the dream is to be able to just contribute a little slice to that pantheon. But
that history,
it gets to a point where you collected a bunch of stuff. You got a collection room full of stuff. It starts to look, at least with me, like hard to feel like I had a bunch of like beige and gray little figures everywhere. Nothing really had the shelf presence that I felt collectors who had designer vinyl figures, like people who were collecting like Metacom, Bear Bricks, or those big chunky things that are very limited articulation and maybe not realistic in any real way, but they just felt to me like art that stemmed out of the toy world, right? So the same, it has all the roots in toys. Specifically, these soft vinyl toys come from the 60s and 70s where Japanese companies were making like cheap, durable toys for kids, right? Stylizations were, based on whatever they were doing at the time and limited, production materials and all that. But nowadays people emulate it because it was a hard thing to find. And so now it's influenced the design sensibilities of certain toy collectors or toy producers, I should say. Yeah. And then, so for me, I get a big spike in enthusiasm. I get excited when I see something that to somebody else might look overly simple. Like if you're collecting like SH Figure Arts, if you're collecting Mafex, if you're collecting even Marvel Legends or Black Series, stuff like that, where you're getting like almost like photoreal stuff for under $40, right? Super articulated accessories. So this is unpainted, but something like this might look like what is that? Like it looks like a deformed Godzilla with no, and to me, like this is, I would trade my entire collection of whatever action figures for something like this, because I sense a specific artist style, their hand, their vision. It's a different take on something I've seen a million times before, and it stands on my shelf like a bold mark versus as opposed to like a little detailed scribble, which sometimes I would feel about my other collections. You know what I mean? So I tend to be the same way. I do have a few hot toys. I love them. I love my Star Wars and Marvel stuff for sure. But I've gotten to the point where I just want my figures to look like that, like big, bold color strikes,
Yeah. There's statement pieces too, right? Like they start conversation because they're so strange. Right.
Yeah, unusual.
And to some people, right? Like if you've never seen a soft vinyl before, or you're not like experienced with it, when you start seeing like how colorful they can be and how, like Peter was saying, the deformation that takes place, it's all like eye of the beholder type of thing too. Like Peter said, like not every interpretation done in Sofubi is for everybody. It just some people like gravitate towards maybe bigger heads or more
talking to me.
or maybe like more like cutesy soft vinyl or some more like
gruesome gory stuff,
like the stuff James Groman does. So there's a lot you can do in that space. I think it's a fun medium, right, where you can still pick them up, hold them,
they're not fragile, they're not going to break like a statue.
They're not going to break. You don't want to drop them, but if they do, that's not a big deal. And it's still that tactile part of collecting, where it's like with all my 1/6 that I have here, like the stuff even that we've done or that I have from other people, like I pose them and that's it, and they just stay there. I never touch them
You
again.
don't want to mess with
unless I need to dust them or they fall over for whatever reason. They just stay there. Whereas these, every day I'm grabbing one of these and I'm just kind of like, you know, it's like,
that's cool.
So
never thought of it that way.
Peter, that's funny because you were saying like I feel like I'm getting there, you know, like is there a stage of collecting?
Yeah.
Where is it just maturing? I don't know what it might be, like the stages of a collector.
You've seen so much, you've collected so much, you've held and owned some of the best figures out there from every company. And at some point it all starts to kind of blend together. You know what I related to when I first got into collecting comics? I loved like the 90s image guys, right? Like Jim Lee and McFarlane and like Rob Life, all the more pen strokes and the more pouches and all that, the better. And then artists who I didn't gravitate to so much at the time, I started to pay more attention to over time. So I started like, oh, this Frank Miller guy is interesting. All he does is put black, white, and a few dots, and like there's a whole scene. Mike Mignola, the guy looks like his, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that, where eventually if I didn't see a style that stood out among everybody who was like trying to be the next Jim Lee or the next McFarlane, I got bored. I wasn't interested as much anymore. And so I that's why I say, like, I love my realistic stuff. You know, I love our Mo2 16 line. To me is excellent. Our McCready, I love that. But the stuff that really shines for me is like having a Sofubi shelf that'll have a Hector Arce Space Godzilla. It'll have an Urban Aztec, the Godzilla. Like, look at that design. It's totally different. My stuff doesn't look anything like that. Gromans. And all of them I feel comfortable, like Hector's doing, just picking up, messing with it, really examining it. I love touching and holding these things. Like, there's a tactile quality that I really love. And so it just gets to the point where I prefer that. I want to see the artist's hand in the figure more than anything else.
Yeah, I think when, you know, because my channel, I kind of built it up on like 1/12 scale, you know, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, that kind of reviews. And that's, you know, maybe a lot of the audience comes back for that. That's also my thing too. But I think it's kind of expanding. And when you look at stuff like from Mondo, like you said, it's artwork, but the canvas is steeped in the action figure world that, you know,
100%
people kind of understand. This is articulation, this is an arm, this is a leg that goes like this. You know, it doesn't necessarily move like you said, like SHF or the imports like that, but that's a different thing. That's like you know, it's tooled and designed to move a certain way, and those are made to look a certain way and evoke a different emotion for whoever's buying it and whoever's making and putting it out there, right?
100%. It's like the best slice of pizza and the best plate of sushi. Yeah, like both are amazing.
We never like to like pigeonhole ourselves into one style. Like for example, the Jesse Hernandez piece is basically just a soft vinyl statue. He has no articulation. It's just, this is what it is, but it worked for this particular piece. Whereas like, if you look at my, like the Space Godzilla or whatever, you know, we put tail swivel and all this kind of stuff, right? Everywhere. You know, we base it off of like what we think is going to make for the best figure. And we do the same thing with 1/6. Yeah, we have certain milestones to hit when it comes to articulation. Obviously, there's expectations. We're improving on that, as well as, you know, people's idea of what articulation should be, you know, changes, you know, throughout the years. But at the end of the day, you know, I always tell my guys and the sculptors on the team and all that, it's just like, you know, we need to find the form. We need to find the right silhouette. We need to make sure the character looks badass. And then from there, we do the articulation. If that means articulation is a little hindered, or, you know, they can't do the splits or something like that, or like, it's okay, because that's not what we're trying to go for. We're trying to go for like something that looks amazing on your shelf. You can pose it out a bit. And that makes me happy, at least.
I want to see the collection room of the person who has everybody in a split pose. Like, that's that one guy who's like, everybody's doing a split.
He is the Guinness World Record holder for like the craziest degree of splits that a human
100%,
and that's all he buys.
That's it.
That's all he buys. Shout outs to my homies in the chat, Yoko and 16 Shooters here, 796 Studios, Posable Productions, who I totally agree with. 10 years ago.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked that he's doing photography for Mondo. But he says 10 years ago, I would have sworn I'd never own a 1/6 figure.
Yeah. I was there.
I was like 1/12 everything. I had a bunch of Star Wars 3 3/4 ones that I'm like, this is a lame scale. I got rid of all of them, and now I want to move to TVC, and I'm like, I've made a huge mistake. So like, it's an evolution. It's like I'm
Yeah.
glad I didn't get a tattoo or anything. But
Totally.
but 1/12, and then I have to do some math to turn it into 1/18 on my arm. But speaking of Posable Productions, who doing the X-Men, he did like X-Men animated photography and turned them into trading cards, and then Batman articulated series on IG. Like,
He's awesome.
to me, because I kind of started with toys in toy photography, I feel like that's the best way to market toys.
Oh yeah.
It kind of gives that feeling of when you were a kid and you watch the commercials and the kids are having a blast. But when you see a toy that looks so good, or like 16 Shooter, who's in the chat, who kills it for Four Horsemen, and like every new Kickstarter that comes out, it's like, you make these toys look like it's a scene out of a movie.
Yeah.
You're gonna get people who like, that looks dope, I want it. People who are like, I can photograph and make it look that, and delude themselves into buying it, pointing to myself, and you're gonna get some sales from that. So like, it's the coolest thing to see.
Yeah, and with us here, we always photograph off of physical samples, right?
Yeah.
We would never, we don't do renders or any of that stuff. So, we're hoping that a good portion of what you're seeing there is basically close to final, right? So, and you get that amazing feel that you're saying. Like, we have Brandon here in Posable Productions, right?
Yep.
His stuff's incredible. We have Eugene, Lord Bulbasaurus, doing photos for us too. And then, of course, Raul Barrero, who does our Masters of the Universe photography and a bunch of other stuff, which is like so cinematic and just captures the figures in such a light, like you're saying, that makes you want to be like, wow, like those are great. And it's like, you can't get that from a render, right? You can't get that from just a digital mock-up. You need the physical figure there, the pose, have that the photographer pose it out and all that. And we were just talking the other day, that's an art form in and of itself. Like,
Posing.
being able to pose a figure where it just looks so good, right?
Shout out Terry from Sideshow. I learned how to pose figures by watching his videos on posing hot toys. It's so cool.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Terry.
How to be a poser.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, like all the ACBA stuff, those guys doing it for toy photography. It is an art form in itself, so it's super cool. What's up, Matthew Toy in the chat, Torrensu? Peter, I wanted to ask you what you're opening tonight, and then I kind of want to look at the Spider-Man you guys put up.
So I have a few things I'll go through, because last time I only got one. I did one thing, so I brought a few things in. So first of all, I just got these in
today.
Speaking of soft vinyl, right? These are the Mondo soft vinyl Michael Myers and the American Werewolf in London Nightmare Demon set. So this is our new packaging that we're calling Sofubi to Go, which, dude, it's so rad.
Nice.
And the best thing about it, I wanted to open it this morning so bad. I'm like, I don't want to, open it ahead and not be able to open it. But the best thing about it, dude, is you can open them from the bottom. And then just put them right back if you want to. So like, I'm not tossing these boxes. The boxes look so good. Shout out Jordan Christensen, who had the balls to go minimalistic and let the toy just shine.
Yeah, the funny thing is, those who know and collect soft vinyl, a lot of the figures come in just a bag, a plastic bag, and a header card. That's basically what you're getting. And then it's so for us here, we were like, how do we reinvent that and still keep our figures secure? They can pass drop tests, they can pass compliance and all that other stuff. But how can we still keep that spirit of a header card and a clear bag so you can enjoy your figure? You don't have to take it out if you don't want to. And then that's where Jordan went to you got the brainstorming, and we came up with Sofubi to Go base. I mean, that internally is what we call it. But
yeah. Have you guys seen this movie, by the way, American Werewolf in London?
I have not, but I've seen a lot of toys for it. And
you need to watch this movie, dude. It's
best
so
werewolf movie ever made.
Ever.
Halloween time, that has to be on top of your list of horror movies to watch. It's hilarious. It's so good. It's the best.
And the style of this one is an homage to those toys I was talking about. They're like, those 60s and 70s, kind of like simple, very like static pose, standing straight up, symmetrical, like simplified details, but it's very iconic in that sense. It's like simple in the way a Nike check is simple, right? Easy to read, exactly what it is wherever you see it, but then it still has all these great like details, like this freaking torch on the little wooden stake. The little wooden carving on it is so good.
It
The whole
kind of
point, I
makes
don't want to
sense.
spoil it, but these things are terrifying in the movie.
It's
They give us all nightmares.
I think in your stream the other day you were talking about like how you display a lot of stuff in a vanilla pose,
Oh yeah.
right? So sometimes I feel like, oh yeah, this can do the most badass Spider-Man pose or the most badass anime pose, whatever it is. And then I have so much stuff I have to vanilla pose, and they're just standing there, and I'm like, I've wasted my life. But
100%.
something like this,
museum, bro.
it's made to just be in that pose.
It's got swappable heads, brand new. So I'm gonna pop this guy out,
You did it.
and then
Oh,
it's got
that
this.
sounds
guy.
satisfying. Yeah, nice.
The other thing about the speaking of satisfying, you open a new soft vinyl figure that smells.
That's something we don't really get. Do we get anything like that with action figures, DK?
Sometimes there's some like sometimes you will, but it's not.
It's funny.
like-
We released the soft vinyl Scare Glow over over the course of this year, right? With the skeleton on the inside, and it's completely roto slush vinyl. Meaning, there's two forms of vinyl production. There's rotocasting, which is a machine where you put the liquid in and it goes super fast. It gets perfect edge, everything. You can get really highly detailed shit with that.
Right.
Now there's slush casting, which is a more traditional way, and that's how it started in Japan, which is a more manual way of slushing the vinyl, and that you need more simplified shapes. That one has a little bit more of a potent smell for whatever reason.
Ooh.
And so when people started getting their Scare Glows, a lot of them had never collected soft vinyl ever, we were getting emails about people being like, what does that smell?
Yeah,
My thing smells, and
we're gonna contact high off of
that's what vinyl smells like.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
see?
Good to
Yeah.
know.
It's just what it smells like,
Yeah.
It's just kind of how it is.
It goes away after a
It
while.
goes
but
away,
it's like,
yeah.
which is sad because like you miss the smell, but that's like the high of it. You know,
It's
you're
a new
getting a
car
good new
smell.
figure.
Yeah, buy another one.
Yeah.
I like
It's that new
the
car smell.
mint on card kind of friendly collector packaging.
Yeah.
You can put it back. That's awesome.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
It's also a display too. If you want to display the accessories, that's a good look too. A lot of the times the figure comes out, accessories stay in the box until your room is cluttered and you want to go sell stuff. I'm not projecting or anything. DK, do you have anything you're opening tonight?
I am. Hopefully, I don't push the wrong button again and have the camera upside down. I'm going to open my Silver Surfer.
Nice.
And
Oh,
it turns
that's
out that they just
awesome.
re-released this as well.
Yeah, they
What?
just re-released it.
Yeah. So, all right, perfect. This is the original. So, I'm gonna open
Hey,
this.
you put yourself in the little window now. There you go. It's like you're
That's
part.
awesome. I'm jealous of your guys' cool setup for the dual camera thing. I gotta get that here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out.
I just started this recently. Just
Looks
got
good.
with help with Kev. Thank you.
All right, I'm opening right here.
Nope.
Switch me. I have The Simpsons because I
Yes.
love The Simpsons.
Nice.
Homer with a dozen donuts,
Hell yeah.
and
So good.
I love The Simpsons. They're
Me
just
too,
gonna
dude.
be with me
Me
forever.
too.
So I want to see.
What's
Well,
your
see
favorite
what's in there.
seasons? What's your seasons of choice? We always talk about this.
It's I don't remember when I left, but it's probably like 5 or 6, and they're
No.
likely Conan O'Brien seasons.
No. You went further. You can go further than that.
I've gone further, but my favorite ones
Yeah, your faverites are 5 and 6. You're saying?
5 and
Okay.
around
6.
there, like
6 and 7, those three. 5,
Yeah.
6, 7 are the best.
yeah, Clown College,
Yeah.
Itchy and Scratchy Land, when Homer had the footlong hoagie.
Yeah.
That was probably like the best 3-minute sequence of TV, like of continuous jokes
Yeah.
of like wherever she kept finding the sandwich in different parts of the house. And then ultimately, like it's in the garbage, and he's like, "I can never get mad at you." Yeah, so like that is probably like my favorite 3-minute sequence of just running gags.
Dude, it's so good.
It's so funny.
Gabby and
yeah.
I watch The Simpsons every night to go to bed. And
Oh, no way.
More than often than not, it's the most watched episodes are Who Shot Mr. Burns 1 and 2. Like we love watching those back to back. So good.
Yeah, I think I should just start an Instagram account of like Simpsons quote that just never leave your head.
Oh yeah.
For
And
real.
you use on a daily basis because there's tons. There's
Dude, that
tons.
one Burns quote in that episode where he's like strolling through the city at night. He's like, "Hello, streetlight. What you knowing? I came to watch your power glowing."
Going.
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah. Jax. Thank you to Jax Pacific for sending over some to unbox.
They sent you guys all that stuff, man. I went out and bought them.
Yeah, but I want this line to go like if this at this price point and they already have so many characters, I want this to go deep and get all the characters. Comic book man, you know, I always when Dole gets too technical on Gotham City
That's
tonight,
it.
I'll send him a message and I'll type like, but Aquaman, you cannot marry a woman with no guilt. You're from two different worlds. And he's like nitpicking Batman stuff. That's my favorite thing. That's my new favorite thing. But yeah. All right, let's open some stuff. Hector, I mean, let's see it. Let's see it. What have you got?
I've got our first Ninja Turtle.
Ooh,
Nice.
Oh,
dude,
man.
that packaging.
Dude, look at I hadn't even seen it yet all put together. That looks amazing.
It's bigger than my head. It's freaking, but yeah, this is what our Ninja Turtles come in. It's like an old traditional card backer. We really wanted to capture that vibe from back in the you know when you open toys from when you were a kid, you know, but now you're an adult, so it's that much bigger.
Yeah.
We have this amazing like kind of like where's Waldo post like
Crap! That's amazing.
Here.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Mondo, before like all these toys and before like it was on my collecting radar, you guys were mainly known for like was to me posters, art prints, records. And one of my favorite ones, my friend Mike Del Mundo did TMNT one of like all the characters jumping out of a sewer. That's one of my favorite posters.
That's awesome.
That is insane.
This is Aaron Conley, one of our favorite artists working right now. He did the Comic-Con poster for us that we released, which all the characters running towards the viewer.
Yeah.
And he's doing the packaging art for us on these cards, the front and back. The back, as you see Hector holding up, is like a pizza party in the sewer.
Yep.
And it's full of good little Easter eggs and awesome like character moments. So people are just going to be so stoked. And I'm hoping we get to drop it as a poster one day because it's that good.
Oh my God. I try not to get into posters that much because wall space is also
Yeah.
But man, that one I think is wall worthy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's got a peg hole, so you can actually, if you're one of those people who wants to keep it mint in box and put it on your wall, but it also sits, right? We put feet on it.
Yeah. I mean, it does stand perfectly.
Nice.
Oh, the little
Yeah.
plastic bump at the bottom is huge.
Yep.
Sometimes
Got
people
two
don't
bumps.
do that, and it's like, come on.
And it just
Two
flops.
Yep.
Ryan-
Basically, it stands like this.
Ryan
So
Ting can be
good,
very
dude.
happy with that packaging.
All right, I'm gonna open it.
Do it,
Oh
dude.
my God, rule of
You're
4.
the first person to ever open one.
Here it goes. Oh my god.
Cool. Is this the first time something that you worked on came in a blister package that you could open?
Yes.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
at the smile. He's
in the
so
6 years here, this is the first blister we've ever done.
That's amazing.
We've always just done boxes, but it was kind of a goal for me to get these in a blister and do this just completely.
I know. Yeah. That's part of it, dude. So good.
Nice.
So here's Donnie. Comes with his bow staff.
And this is the campaign we've kind of been on this year, like not necessarily intentionally, but we've been bringing soft vinyl to like all the collector bases, right? So we did the Scare Glow. We did a lot of Marvel stuff this year in soft vinyl, TMNT in soft vinyl. And so a lot of fans who haven't had soft vinyl figures before can kind of get the idea of like why we love it so much, maybe. You know, what Hector's doing, that whole tactile thing, messing with it. But then when you put it on your shelf, it stands big next to a bunch of other stuff.
I mean, that's I think it's cool because if it's like soft vinyl and what you guys know and are good at making, like put it into another property. You guys have the licenses, and combine those two things.
Can you guys hear my cackling wife in the background?
I hear
the
sounds.
sound of
I don't
that
want to
guy.
say cackling wife.
Yeah.
I hear something.
My love, can you turn down? Can you close my door?
Turn down yourself.
Turn down, please.
Turn down for what?
Yeah, but I mean, these are fun. They work perfectly on the shelf right here. It'll just kind of,
Oh my God.
It's okay. It's soft vinyl. That was on purpose.
Is this a commercial? That looks awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, these are cool, man. Those are fun. I mean, we were trying to invoke the vibe of the original toy line and just kind of soup them up a bit. And that's kind of what we were going for with these.
These are going to look small when you get Ray Fillet, who's a big chunk.
Yes, I have one here, but
no, the legend Urban Aztec. What's up?
Hey, Jesse, we're just talking about you.
What's up, man?
Rick Jones says, "Turn down the voice." Yeah,
bro.
I don't think anyone's getting away with that one.
She's out there playing Fortnite like a wild lady.
Good time to bring this up. You guys revealed this earlier today. You're going to be at New York Comic Con for the first time.
We've been there kind of before. We did have a presence there last year a little bit with some product, but we didn't have a booth.
Okay.
So this is our first, I think, first actual booth at New York.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I've never been to the show.
I hear it's good shorts weather.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are the Mirage variants, man. Part of Sofubi is if you're a fan of a sculpt, a lot of people will get, oh, I didn't know you had that one. Whoa, awesome.
This guy.
Yeah. Part of the thing with Sofubi or soft vinyl in general is that when you fall in love with a sculpt, there's certain people who only collect one sculpt in different colors.
And it's black and white as
I'm
well.
I'm sorry, Peter. I'm going to put you on pause for a second. It's a black and white variant of that poster?
That's sick.
Oh my God. Super cool. This is a set of 4, right?
Yes, this is we are selling these as a set of 4. Yeah.
Sorry, Peter. Yeah.
You're good.
With because I just the poster honestly is blowing my mind right now.
It's rad. Yeah, we're doing this and we're dropping a black and white version of the San Diego Comic-Con poster too. So if you saw that one, there's like a nice set there if someone wants to pick up the 4 turtles and display them with the poster.
Very cool.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of posters, we did that interview in that hotel conference room, and I'm like, why the heck is there a random Batman poster here in the room? It looks cool, but I'm and for some reason it didn't click in my head. I didn't ask anything about it, which is really dumb. But I one of the things I'm trying to do more is check out panels at conventions. Before I was just like, go get toys and go buy toys, but now there's like to cover things right for the channel. So I go to the Mondo one, and you guys announce this new deal, this new release, and you bring out a legend on the show, onto the panel, and you bring out Jim Lee, and you're doing a series of Jim Lee Batman and Superman posters with different like foil variants, right?
Yeah, what's crazy is that we didn't have any plan to do that. We just saw him in the back hallway. We're like, hey, you want to come and do a panel? No,
no way.
No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, it's awesome. Shout out to the team at Mondo and the PR team.
Brandon Gash, hello, dude.
Hey, Brandon Gash is here, the man himself.
Yeah.
Who our PR team had known him and worked with him, and we got to meet him last year at Comic-Con. And so we've been talking over the year and figuring out what we can do together. And we do a lot of reproductions of comic book artwork, covers and interiors, all the time. And we figured, man, Jim Lee is probably unanimously all of our favorite, legend comic artist. And every time we do something with his work, it crushes and sells out. So we said, why don't we do like a focus on his work from DC, right? Because he's at DC now.
Right.
And leading up to the kickoff of the Superman film that James Gunn is doing, there's like a lot of great DC hype building. And so we got with him and we picked a series of pieces of his artwork from his run in DC from all over. And we're our team on the posters department, John Smith. He's an incredible art technician who can pull the artwork apart and separate it so a screen printer can go and pull the ink on each poster. So there's beautiful techniques like the silver and gold foil, and you're going to see some great Jim Lee pieces coming from us this year leading up to Comic-Con.
Oh, that's so good.
Just so much cool stuff you guys put out.
I got something else to unbox, by the way.
Yeah, keep going. We'll I'll keep this moving here. Let's show Homer.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Cosplay 117 says, I just subbed. Thank you. Whoa, thank you so much. Oh, that's the massive Mark Juggernaut. It is a Juggernaut.
Look at that thing, dude.
Oh, it's huge.
I just got this in today. How sick. Box art by James Groman, but this figure is designed by the great Tommy Hodges, our legendary in-house sculptor, who just turned in something today that I think is going to be next year's rage. I'll say that.
Really?
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff coming from the team.
This piece, by the way, we talked about it before. We weren't really planning on doing a Juggernaut figure at all. And we were, we had done some Marvel soft vinyl with Groman, the Man Thing and the Werewolf by Night. And we're like, what else can we do with Marvel soft vinyl? We have the rights to do it. And then we were in a meeting like on Friday, like our happy hour meeting, basically non-alcoholic. And we're like, what about a Juggernaut figure, dude? That'd be awesome. Big, chunky Juggernaut. And Tommy's like, I got it. I'm going to do it. And he like took it, ran with it. Usually we have all this like pre-planning, and the next meeting we had a week later, he already had a mock-up done and it was already like perfect. And so we just ran with it. So this is totally his baby, but I got this variant, which is so rad. We call it the Player 2 variant because people who have shrewd, discriminating eyes will recognize the colorway. Do you recognize it?
I don't.
Did you guys play Marvel? Well, a video game with Marvel characters in it in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Capcom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the Player 2 variant is what we're calling it.
Yeah.
So like if you pick Juggernaut Player 2, you get this colorway. But it's just so good. It's huge, man. This thing is like my whole, look at that. Like I can't even wrap my hands all the way around.
That's a baby. That's a baby. That's a toddler.
Juggernaut baby.
I'll tell you what's not a baby. That ass.
Whose legs, his or yours?
The same.
He must
I was the
work out.
model actually. I just sent him pics, unsolicited pics of my quads.
There you go. Scott Baker says, got my Juggernaut yesterday. He's a big boy.
Yeah, dude. He's huge, man. I think this year, people getting some of this soft vinyl stuff in person is going to start to like help Hector and I not have to explain it so much. Because once you get it, you just kind of get it. Like you just get it. Like that it feels a certain way. Your shelf is going to, like this is going to look amazing on the shelf. Come on, dude. Next to anything.
Again, that's the whole, like, it's a work of art.
Yeah.
The
centerpiece
is the toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It looks incredible.
That's awesome. I'm going to smash. You can use this to clear your shelf of your old figures.
No, that's true.
And just put it right
I'm
there.
in that phase right now.
I'm
in that phase right now. I took down a whole bunch of Power Rangers stuff to make space for something to display. But while we're on the topic of Marvel, you guys put up if people on this channel are more into like, superhero stuff, 112 stuff, that kind of deal, and kind of crossing over and kind of, whether you're buying or curious, you put out you Arrested Development fan. You put out you have great Batman the Animated Series figures, X-Men ones are crushing it, and then this Spider-Man was revealed or announced a while ago, but now pre-order went up this week. There is a timed edition, right?
Limited edition.
Limited edition.
Yeah, we're calling it limited edition. Yeah.
Okay, and it's a 1/6 scale Spider-Man from Spider-Man the Animated Series. Again, this Batman and X-Men are like my holy trinity from that era, right?
Same
father,
here.
Like this.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Batman, X-Men, Spider-Man animated.
I just do an X.
Yeah. X-Men, Batman, Spider-Man animated.
There's a fourth. What's the fourth?
Isn't and it's
top one.
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy? DK, did you have a fourth back then?
Cowboys
I can't remember right now.
Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z? That was a little later, right?
Ninja Turtles, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
Before Ninja Turtles was before.
Was before this era of like early mid 90s.
Eat the cat.
Power Rangers.
Was it Digimon for me?
Eat the cat?
Power Rangers?
I think it was Power Rangers for me. I think that would be the fourth. Would be Power Rangers.
I could see that.
Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, but this is a 12-inch line for Spider-Man. This was on display next to Venom in San Diego, I believe, which looks really cool. Let's go through, some of the photos, but let us know. Wait, why am I use this page? what are some of the things you want to highlight?
I mean,
yeah,
we were talking about this on our Toy Talk the other day, that this figure had to be like dialed in, because there are so many Spider-Man figures out there, like all the time. You can get, and they're awesome. There's awesome Spider-Man figures. Someone, I think our buddy Jesse at Marvel posted the other day that the most important action figure ever that come out was the Marvel Spider-Man from Toy Biz in like the early 2000s. That was like super posable, and it came with that little disc base that you could hang on the wall.
Oh yeah,
and it kind of kicked off this whole Marvel Legends thing. And so there's just so many good Spider-Man figures forever. So if you do a new Spider-Man figure, you have to come in with something like a reason to do it, you know? And so for us, it was, we love 1/6. You know, we have this great 1/6 Marvel line building with X-Men. And Spider-Man is just like obviously one of our favorites. And we said, and you got to nail Spider-Man from the animated series, so he looks different from Spider-Man the comics. So he looks different from Spider-Man in other shows and movies, right? So dialing that in was super important. And Alex Brewer, sculptor, just crushed it. And we talked about how Hector and Alex really spent a lot of time nailing that.
Yeah,
because it's subtle.
Yeah, I think it's more on the head sculpt.
Like head sculpt's big.
Head sculpt face of the indented eyes.
Yeah, they were talking about the Alex was talking about how the eyes really wrap around the head in a specific way. So that was, and then the alternate head that you see there is a tribute to John Romita Sr. It was more of a comic style head, but it's more where the eyes are kind of on the front, so you can just see them side by side. The animated one would wrap more, and then the comics one would be more front facing. So it's just cool to notice those differences as a fan.
Yeah, and you know, with Spider-Man, it's kind of one of those things where there's so many versions of him, right? And how did that Spider-Man from that show stand out amongst different Spider-Man? And he was, as we were talking the other day, he's like, he's an adult, right? He's like, he's not in high school. He's probably not even in college. I don't think. He's just like fully just working as a photographer. And so he just looks like a grown man, right? And then which has changed so much since then, right? Even right after that show, I think the next show was him in high school, right? And he was skinny and lanky, and like a small kid, right? So this show was kind of like the last time we got him as like a full-fledged adult, I think, and in the cartoons at least. And then the face was such a unique look to Spider-Man, and that we tried, you know, to capture that vibe, because or else how does it feel like it's from Spider-Man the animated series?
Right. And then of course that unmasked Peter portrait is big, right? Like that's one of the things that when you see Peter Parker from that show, you instantly travel back to it. You know, I hope we get far enough into the line where we can just do a Peter Parker figure with that blue and pink or blue and purple stripe polo that he wears.
That's right.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's it's like a teal with one bar
teal
across.
Yes.
And it's a different color. Yeah, man, that one for some reason is iconic.
It is, dude. It is.
Oh, this is a nice diorama. I see 3D printed windows there. who did these photos?
Raul Barrero, who does a lot of our Masters of the Universe stuff.
Okay, cool.
He has a 1/6 scale Castle Grayskull and a 1/6 scale New York City block.
Must be so much fun.
And
must be so much fun.
Then he storms through it like Godzilla every morning.
We kind of missed this earlier. I want to shout these out real quick. Thank you so much, Johnny Cock, for the $5 super chat. What's up, man? Says just giving DK positive reinforcement. Hello, gents. Thank you, Johnny Cock.
Thank you.
What up, Johnny?
DK, you're doing a bang up job. Shelf presence. I mean, on the uptick. Shelf presence. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Says Spider-Man, X-Men, Batman, and Justice League. Animated.
Yes, dude, that's a good call.
Justice League Animated. That
was a great show.
That was a great show. Superman Adventures was really good.
Yeah, that was another great one.
It was some pretty cool toys. Failed N64 video game.
I failed Xbox game.
Yeah, Xbox. That's right.
Was it Xbox? Right?
No, the N64 is the animated one. I was thinking that like all the Superman games just never land. Like the Xbox one was a disaster.
It's hard. You fly, right? It's
just smoke.
It's hard to emulate that mechanic. But the limited edition comes with the alternate Spider-Man head, a piece of the alien symbiote that he can put on his chest, and this Green Goblin mask, which is ghoulish, especially how it's lit in this photo. to have like a separate. This is a separate hand, right? That's connected.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
the
The
mask?
hand is connected to the mask because it would be troublesome to have that just attached.
Yeah, this is a
Not attached.
dedication to museum posers out there. So you can museum pose +1, like just have that cool holding the mask, you know, for your straight up pose.
Yeah. This is a pretty solid looking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And again, both editions are up on the website now. The limited one with the 3 extra accessories is, what is it, like $20 more?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the times you guys, like, we talked about the Rogue on a few episodes ago, and you know, those extra expressions. I mean, the nominal amount that you pay for getting
Yeah.
a timed or limited version, it's like, just if you can get it, go for that one. It's just so much.
I mean, yeah, generally I fall into that camp too as a collector. Like I'm usually like, there's sometimes where I'm not motivated by the special, you know, extra stuff when I'm buying stuff, but like that Green Goblin mask alone, I'm sold. And that John Romita head is huge.
Hell yeah. And you know, Venom was shown in San Diego, and we can only assume, as you know, if the line does well, like X-Men, you know, more characters, more fleshed out characters from the show will be down.
Oh yeah,
down
I
the
mean, and you know, Spider-Man had a lot of guest stars.
pipe. Sure did.
It wasn't just Spider-Man people, you know, it wasn't just his rogues gallery or other Spider friends. It was you know, there was a lot of guest stars in that show. So
100%. Yeah. Hey, Tom Whalen in the chat.
Oh, Tom Whalen, hell yeah.
Tom
man.
Whalen, his artwork is so cool.
He's great.
I have notifications on for IG because, you know, sometimes he posts like last prints of some of his stuff, and I'm like, I always miss it, but he's got some really good
He
stuff.
has the most cavernous studio because every other week he's like, just found this print in the studio. Like, where are all these prints hiding, dude?
It's either he has like a warehouse, or it's the most brilliant marketing strategy. It's like, hey, like, you know, just found this, and but you know what? The work speaks for itself.
No, I hear that though, because you know, the other day I was going through my garage and I was like cleaning it up and organizing it, and I found shit that I had no idea that I just completely just left my memory 100%. I was like, oh, I still have this? What? And it's like, you know, if I could sell it, I would, but you know, I can't. But it's one of those things where I totally get it. And shout out to Tom. He's been doing some amazing packaging work for us. Recently. He, you know, if you got the Scott Pilgrim soft vinyl, like he did the box art for that. If you got the Godzilla versus Kong soft vinyls, he did the packaging for that. So yeah,
and the All Monsters Attack box as well.
Oh yeah, All Monsters Attack. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of Tom Whalen.
Endlessly screen printing bootlegs. I'm a bootlegger.
He's one of the coolest.
Tom back.
Yeah, he's one of the coolest people I've met in this business, and one of the most generous people with his experience and his wisdom. And I love that guy.
Yeah, and a toy collector. Best
oh
friend.
yeah. Oh dude, dark like hole that he has to fill with toys. He's such a collector. He loves his toys. That's the other reason we geek out together, because there's not a lot of us out there on the artist side.
Yeah, I know we don't have much time left, but that was one of my main questions. Like, when you're such big fans of the stuff that you're working on, do you find it hard to focus on geeking out versus what product you're ultimately working towards to put out? Like, and does your day ever stop because you're fans of the stuff?
Never, dude. Honestly, honest question. No, like I have a tough time disconnecting from the job because and
the only reason I disconnect is because I have children.
Yeah,
because they say I'm supposed to sleep 6 hours.
But that just makes me enjoy another part of my childhood, because then I'll go and like play video games with my son or something, and we'll do something fun. Right now, he has the best life. I can't imagine being that age.
Imagine that
and working. My dad did this for a living. Like right now, I got those turtles I showed you. I have 4 samples of each one. It's like 20 turtles, because I have to sign them. I have to make sure they're good and return them back to the factory and stuff like that. Right.
Yeah.
Some of them as samples or whatever, but he's just like, oh, can I open one? And I was just like, dude, this is a $90 toy. Like, so
his room has good stuff in it. His collection in his room is strong.
Yeah, he's got a good little collection going.
Yeah,
but to answer your question, like, I can't stop thinking about it. We both of us and like our whole crew, like, look, we got people who work with us in the chat right now because they care.
Here.
Thank you.
You know, you know, and so like it's a real passion project. It's a labor of love. It's all those cliches, but honestly, it's not only that we get to work on stuff that we geek out over. I grew up a fan of the makers of stuff. Like I grew up looking at the inside of a comic cover and knowing, yeah, who's the writer and the artist, awesome, but who inked it, pencil, like the letterer, who's the editor. I knew those names, so when I would go to conventions, I'm like, oh, look, it's so and so, right? Like, and I always like was fascinated with the fact that somebody could do it for a living. I was so removed growing up in Miami from any kind of, you know, entertainment business or anything like that, right? So the idea of doing this was just impossible. So my favorite thing about this and why I really, really care so much is that we work with people who I'm a huge fan of. Like we have the best sculptors, painters, like artists that work on at Mondo are just amazing. And we keep building out the teams little by little, more and more. And I really feel like it's a bullpen. Like it's building a legendary toy bullpen right now. For real. And it's just amazing to be in our meetings when you see all those faces. You're like, that's fucking Alex Brewer. That's Brandon Gash. That Mark Bristow. You know, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. And I just love that. I'm a fucking big fan, and I can't believe I get to hang out and talk to all these guys. You know, it's awesome.
Yeah,
like I mean, Avengers of the toy industry.
It feels like it, yeah. And I feel like I'm Mr. Mitsiplik, just kind of like hanging out and like
I've been like you know, from when we started to add to the team, because a lot of people don't know that prior to, you know, 2 years ago, the toy team was basically like myself, and then we had, you know, if those who know Bob helping out with strategy and stuff like that, and then we had you know, our amazing project manager Caitlin, and it was just us three kind of like organizing this whole thing, right? And as we've been, you know, lucky enough to like hire more folks, right? I'm like Thanos. I'm just collecting gems at this point,
dude.
right? It's like
he's
Tommy,
like Master Splinter.
Tommy Hodges was like boom first, Alex Brewer first, second. You know, I'm like just trying to like, you know, form this group of not only amazing, talented artists, but people that I think are great individuals in and of itself. They're just the most humble, amazing group of people that I've been around in this industry. And you know, it just feels like a family. It feels like we're all on the same page. Just we're all fans, just trying to make fun stuff, and that you can't beat that. So,
and Hector is the freaking perfect person to lead it, because you have to have the culture established at the top, and everybody respects him tremendously. So it's like a great vibe, great energy. There's no egos. And I think it shows in the work, because everybody goes hard on this team. Everybody goes hard.
Don't forget you two individuals yourself too. You know, along with the great team there.
Well, I just talk a lot. I talk good.
I know words.
Me good talker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Man. Yeah, I know you guys got to get going.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. Spider-Man 1/6 scale animated is on pre-order on mondoshop.com right now. Stick around. DK and I are going to be on for like another 15-20 minutes, just a few things to open and update.
Some quick questions to ask.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, happy to answer them.
Yeah, Patrick was asking earlier, it's like, when do you think the Venom would be released? Because I don't think the release date is out.
It's not out, but it's soonish, sooner before the end of the year. I'll tell you that.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah. And then Rocky's been dying for give suggestion.
Rocky Trevino won your trivia the other night.
Yeah.
So Mondo Horror Line, we get it. Can we get it all? The Lost Boy characters and Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, Sideshow was okay, but I think Mondo will knock it out of the park.
Well, that's
we'd love to do it. We'd love to do it.
We're huge horror fans. You know, this year, late last year, we kicked it off like our horror 6 scale, like what we're calling like our Mondo showcase line, which is just a name we're using basically to, you know, this comes with a lot of fabric goods, you know, realistic, the deco, all that kind of stuff, right? We started with McCready, and this year we kind of went further with more horror like Megan and Nada. Right. And we've already previewed the Creature from the Black Lagoon that we're going to be releasing next year. And so, we definitely want to do a lot more horror 6 scale. That's for sure. We've got a few things that we'll be announcing, and people will be stoked.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. And I got one more thing. Hector and Peter, you guys rock. Any news on
Brian
Genuine
Carr, what's up,
CC
dude?
Faker? Because I think some images have.
We haven't posted images yet.
No. Someone
yeah.
posted, some publication ran an article saying that we're doing a new Faker, and then they posted the old picture. So that's not the new one.
Okay.
That's a placeholder. The pictures are coming soon. It's freaking crazy, dude. It's so good. Wait till you see it.
And the last one is my question. Dom's asking for me. DK wants to know when the soft vinyl Transformers are coming.
Dude, you wouldn't have to beg us, man.
Yeah, I wish. Hopefully something like that can happen down the line for sure.
Yeah. We're huge fans.
Thanks, guys.
I will say one quick little thing just to say that Hector dropped an interesting nugget of information today. He said that Spider-Man, that show, had a lot of guest appearances. The way I'm looking at this line right now is that, Spider-Man's the first of the Spider-Man animated series line, but in my head canon for our toy line, he's the whatever number in our 1/6 scale Marvel animated line that's kind of developing. So keep that in mind. I know a lot of people have talked about, I want to see the animated this and that. It's all possible. So if you guys keep supporting it, we get to keep making it.
Yeah, I mean, the Holy Trinity, they're all, it's not just each property on its own. When you get them together, that's gonna look pretty freaking epic, especially for people from that who know it from the same era, to have them all together.
Well, the 90s, there was a lot of Marvel 90s shows that came out.
The Hulk, Iron Man, Silver Surfer.
Yeah, so there's a lot.
Okay. Take from that what you will. And it's a Marvel, I'm assuming it's a Marvel license that, I'm just speculating. Who knows? You mentioned there's a lot of guest appearances. We'll find out. But you guys are going to be at New York Comic Con.
Yes,
I believe October 17th.
Say hi to us. We'll be there.
Yeah. We're gonna be there. We have an awesome booth design. You guys are gonna love it when you see it. Shout out Nolan Fleming, our amazing artist in house, designing a killer booth, new T-shirts and pins, rad stuff. So come out. We're gonna have.
You can get those turtles. You can get the turtle pack there at New York Comic Con. So we're bringing a select few for in person, so that you'll be the first ones to get it, and then the rest will be available online. So good stuff.
Super cool.
Thank you guys for having us, man.
Yes.
You guys are awesome.
I have both of your Instagrams listed in the YouTube video description and the Mondo Instagram, and go check it out. Hector, Peter, it's always a pleasure, and I honestly I have so many more questions that I would like to talk about. The toy industry stuff. So let's get you back.
Yeah,
not in 360.
No. You already know Irving. You can book it. Irving, we can do another one sooner than that. So just hit him up.
Not a year from now.
Yeah, put him in the regular rotation.
Yeah, we would love to come and chat about just other things. Anything, doesn't matter.
I would love that, and I think the chat would love that too. And DK, let's show a little more excitement. Come on.
What? Yes, I'm reading the chat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do things. I'm just like,
All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight and showing us the incredible stuff you're working on, and everything else too. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Take care.
Good night. DK and I will be recording an episode of our show called What I Miss, where we after this, where we talk about some of our favorite toy releases of the week, in case you missed it. And I think that Spider-Man's going to be on the list. And again, if you're still here, if this is your first time here, don't forget to do us a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It tells YouTube that you like the stream and you like the show and you want more content like this. Feel free to come back anytime. We're live Thursday every week. DK, I opened the Homer Simpson, and he's awesome because the classic Homer look, right? Yeah. The worker, is it a polo or a button up, button down?
I think it's supposed to be a polo. Is it
a polo? Hey Peter, thank you. And he comes with a box of donuts that opens.
Word.
So there's 11 in there and one with a bite in it that he can hold. So which hand would I use? Did
it even fit in the hands, or is it something?
I don't know. You got to make the hands are pretty solid, so you might have to heat it or really force it in there. Yeah. Shelf Presence says it's a polo. Yeah. But yeah, I had some more questions about for those guys, and we'll save it for next time. But they look like a couple of young guys, and they're both senior senior directors and senior creative directors. So like, DK, question for you and also everyone who's still watching. Would a conversation about like how they got into the toy industry or into Mondo or into those positions be like a conversation that you'd be interested in? Because for me, I think that's really interesting,
Yeah.
and I would love to have them back, anyone back who's in that field, um, to kind of talk about that. We had Brandon who was in the chat, who is a sculptor, really talented sculptor, Brandon Gash, and he's been on a few times talking about how he got started sculpting toys and things like that. Posable Productions, lots of awesome guests, but I don't know if that side of like getting into that line of work is something people are looking for. But I would love to hear what those two have to say to add to that conversation.
I think it's always a good idea. Like it's really nice to know, like you get to really know the person where they came from, right? And
Right.
for anybody that's watching that is kind of semi maybe interested in maybe pursuing a path, right? These notes, these conversations can help, right? So,
Yeah.
no, definitely ask them.
Especially because they talk about like meeting artists, right? And working with your contemporaries and other people making toys. So it's like you kind of want to, I kind of want to hear the journey a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's as artists and people doing this stuff, I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Posable Production says Bob Fulkerson would be a great guest too. He's the business guy, great insights. Yeah, and that's another side of toys too. Because like I've heard, like Brian Flynn from Super 7 go on podcasts and talk about having X number of pegs at Target, and the responsibilities and costs of like, and the implications of, okay, well, you have this peg and you need to have this much product on shelf, and it can't be empty, and the price of each peg. And so that stuff I think is really cool. And also I think that conversation kind of brings a level of awareness. And I'm not saying every collector needs to know this, but a lot of the times when people are angry, like, why is this not out yet? Why do they only have 2 of this per case? Or why is it the same body mold for this character, but why didn't you use this versus that? I feel like that brings those conversations kind of, I'm not saying like makes excuses, but you kind of understand there are limitations or certain business red tape that cause things to come out the way they do. Or why is this toy come out a year after the media? Or why does this look different from the show? Just questions like that.
Yeah,
I think it's always interesting to know, right?
No, definitely. It's just like that. I think that one of the best examples was when Avengers Endgame kind of I think they showed the trailer, and then War Machine was like a certain color. And then when the toy came out, it was that color. But then when the movie came out, it was like totally something else. It was like, what the heck, right? And kind of to understand how what Hasbro had at that time, right? Of the artwork out.
Yeah.
Right? Like they could only do that's what they had. And then the final cut of the movie was just like, ta-da, this color. And then they're like, oh, okay. But then it gives another opportunity to make that colorway for the toy, right? So I think everybody wins.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So I get it. Like some people are just collectors who just want to buy like a toy and be able to have this and be able to have that. And I totally agree. Respect how people collect differently, because they're not like me looking at toys on social media all day and looking at what's new and what's coming out and how things look and this and that. So there's I'm just maybe to be able to put that information out there. Thunderhouse Design, what's going on, man? Says the change of Mondo ownership and management from an independent company focused on prints and vinyl music, like records, with some toys, to owned by Funko and mostly a toy company now, is a fascinating story. So I mentioned it during the stream when they were on. I knew Mondo for putting out limited run prints and posters, which were beautiful. and like really cool records and vinyl, and they still do. But I don't know what. Again, Funko bought them out, or it's part of the company. And I don't know how they operate within the business or within that whole entity. But you can see like they're doing, because they're under Funko. I'm assuming they have access to a lot of those licenses, which means the soft vinyl or whatever they're doing, you can kind of apply that craft to a new license. I mean, the price is like, the craziest part is, actually, I don't know if that's the most expensive part. Acquiring a license, acquiring good licenses too,
Yes.
right? Funko has everything.
Yeah.
Everything, but limited to like a category or product, what they can make. If it's like a action figure, like Mondo is not going to make 1/12 scale Marvel, because I think Hasbro are the only ones that can do that in North America. But like whatever they can do, vinyl 1/6 scale, having that license is like, having a good license kind of sets you up. And then paying for like sculpting and tooling and all that stuff is just, hey, if we sell more, that lets us know to invest more into the next release that's out there. So but yeah, that kind of stuff is super cool. And I think with the Funko ownership, it's like, can you imagine? It's like getting access to like the whole library of stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's like your fun little like magic box where you can just pull whatever out almost practically
Yeah.
anything you want if you have so many licenses.
And it's cool, like how many, I don't even know the size of Mondo as a company. Like what's their workforce, manpower, that like they can put out like so many products, X number of products in a year. That's possible. Yeah, I love this kind of stuff, man. What's shout out to Rick Dom in the chat. That's a perfect way. Rick Dom, who put me onto this this manga called Don Da Don, which is being turned into an anime. And there are some toys available for, there's some toys up for pre-order from Bandai SH Figure Arts, and the anime comes out the beginning of October, and they're previewing the first 3 episodes in theaters now. I bought tickets for me and DK to go on Tuesday, but then this theater in downtown Toronto is an independent theater. They're like, our theater is still under renovation, so we have to cancel the show. But we're gonna go tomorrow night instead, which I'm excited to go with you and check out some toy stores along the way. There you go, Torensu. Also, sorry you can't make it Friday, Torensu, but
sorry, man.
Sorry, but we're going ahead without you. It's just, it comes out next week, and I don't know if it's 1 episode next week or 3, so I gotta watch all 3 right now while I can. We have that going on Friday, and after this, I want to talk about Transformers with you real quick. But this Sunday, we're doing a stream here at 9:00 Eastern, 6 Pacific. I'm doing a Patreon appreciation giveaway. So people who support, we do have a Patreon where we put out videos early without ads, behind the scenes stuff, and new episodes like we're recording after. But that stuff goes towards upgrading equipment for the channel, which we used in San Diego Comic-Con. So I brought some stuff back for the patrons. We're going to do a giveaway. Jada Toys Chester Cheetah action figure. You want to talk about cool box packaging? I mean, this has like, it looks like nutritional facts, but it's about the toy inside. A program from San Diego Comic-Con. Some stickers and buttons from various booths over at San Diego. So we're doing a draw for that Sunday night. And for people who are on Patreon already, patreon.com/toyingaround, you can opt into the giveaway up until Sunday. But, Posable Production says Mondo had 30 employees when they were acquired. I think it's grown a bit. Hey, you know what?
Keep growing.
I mean, that's for the better. If they have Posable Productions doing toy photography, and getting sculptors like Fanplastic 4 and Brandon Gash and all the other names I don't remember that they mentioned off the top of my head right now, but like those are the names, people that I've met and chatted with. Like they said, they're building out like a bullpen of just people who are capable and making all this stuff. So you see a lot of toy companies that that are new-ish or upcoming, and they're either doing their own IP, which is great. New IP is always refreshing, but there are ones that are like looking to acquire licenses, um, that don't have a toy line, which can be tough because a lot of the stuff, like the uptick of toys in the last 3-4 years, it's quite exponential. It feels like,
Yeah, like
and
ever since that COVID kind of happened, and then
yeah,
like they got to hold back for reasons, and then once kind of COVID kind of ended, it's just like boom. It's like holy crap, it's way too much. Guys, chill.
yeah,
Time,
exactly. I was talking today. It used to be like 3 or 4 waves of Marvel Legends a year, and now we're getting like not necessarily waves, but you'll get releases, figures here and there, and it's just so much that you don't have time to look away. If advertisers are competing for your attention span, right? Your limited attention span watching TV and media. Toy companies are competing for your limited dollars
Yeah,
and shelf space,
yeah.
right? So I mean, I talked about it. This black shelf right here was all Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Shout outs to Tom Whalen, who crushed the artwork on those boxes, by the way. Lightning Collection. It was really hard to open and throw those out, but I love that box art for Lightning Collection. But it's a line that's on hold or on pause, whatever they want to call it, and I don't know what's happening. But I'm like, there's new anime stuff that I'm into that I'm buying now, and I can't have it sitting on my desk over here. So I'm putting it. I took down the Lightning Collection. It's in a shelf. It's in a box. I can't sell it yet because there's a really nice collection of stuff. But competing for shelf space is a real thing. Like shelf worthiness is a real thing.
It is. Like me, I only have like one top shelf, just one small shelf that is like non-Transformers, and that little shelf is competing for space. Everything else is just Transformers for me. So
yeah, what do you have in storage? Because all your Transformers are.
I have like the 68-liter tubs, one just full of Marvel Legends.
Okay.
And then I pretty much have like another kind of container worth of like, or shelf like worth of like some import stuff, right? Import like SH Figure Arts and yeah, everything else is just Transformers. Majority of my Rubbermaids are just Transformers.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're using, let's see. Josh Brown says, I love Mondo, but I would also like it to slow down a bit. There have been some pretty bad QC issues of late that are being fixed, so it's cool. Just don't want things to be rushed. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a chance to work that into the conversation I wanted to talk, but I know a lot of, again, like this channel and these viewers kind of come back because we open a certain type of toy, right? And so Mondo is like, it's kind of that Venn diagram is starting to merge. So I think, like we said, they're getting more and more into like an articulated figure game that there might still be a learning curve. There probably is a learning curve, but it's cool. So I know they had an issue with Rogue, and they offered people replacement parts, and it was, from what I saw, is a pretty simple process of like, just put in your order, post a picture of like what's wrong, and they're like, all right, cool, we're gonna send you replacement parts. So like at least that part they're like making sure that the customer is taken care of. But I think stepping into like this toy world, or like articulated toy world, there's like a learning curve.
Yeah. Sorry, just like I don't know what happened with the Rogue.
Yeah, I think some of them had loose joints.
Okay.
And some of them had maybe like some people had I think cross-eyed eye paint. But Josh Brown said, just got one of my replacements today, actually, and I have one more on the way, hopefully soon.
All Rogues, Josh?
I think that was the only one I saw that people had an issue with. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna open this Marvel Legends 2-pack of Sentinels. I don't know if anyone's into that. Urban Aztec says the shelf space struggle is real. Hey, first of all, super cool that you're still here after those guys left. But Urban DK, look up Urban Aztec. He does some. I think they were busts. They were Marvel busts. Iron Man, and I think he's done. I think Ernie, our friend Ernie, has a Boba Fett, and it's like the one that Hector showed. It's just the artist putting their touch on it, and there's no hiding. There's no hiding. There's no complications. It's whatever they put on, like that is on the art piece.
This one?
Yeah. And look at that Wolverine, dude. It's so cool. I remember seeing these at my first designer con.
No, these are dope for sure.
Come on, man. That's so cool. Shout outs to Urban Aztec. That's cool stuff. So yes, shelf space struggle is real. So I'm taking stuff down. I'm taking down like some Black Series stuff and switching it for a vintage collection, putting stuff in storage, and we're getting new stuff to display. You know, your taste change. What do you want to display versus what do you want to buy and pose and take photos of? It's different between the reason I was buying things before and now.
Yeah, now it's different. I mean, like if I remember correctly, you let go of a lot of your Star Wars stuff, right? Your Black Series.
There were like lots of unopened things that I still had in my collection, and it's been years. So it's like, this isn't happening. If I'm going to switch to vintage, might as well get rid of these. Oh, dude, these are so cool. It's 2 trays. I've never seen. No, wait, I have seen Marvel Legends with trays. The shield pack is really cool. What's up, Manic Mike says Mondo is its own entity. Mondo as its own entity is a great company in itself. Man, it's just like, do you ever want to work for a toy company, DK?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I kind of think about it too, but I have no artistic ability or any skill whatsoever. That like, what would I just sit there and be critical of things? Or
well, that's how like I kind of changed my career path like a couple of years ago. Actually many years ago, right? And I started looking into supply chain. So to try and, I don't know, maybe one day work for a toy company and help their supply chain out, right? Like, you know, improve distribution, right? Yeah, no, like seriously, that's one of the reasons why I went into this.
You've never told me this, but you talk about supply chain all the time. You didn't tell me why.
It was just the transition. It was just something like I don't think I can draw. Well, I can draw, but like I don't think I have the patience to draw and design. So that's why I was just like, what could I do? What could I segue to? Distribution, supply chain. You know, toys got to go somewhere, right? So yeah.
I feel like there's so much more but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
See, supply, yeah, okay. It kind of makes sense in your own bizarro way.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's not that bizarre, man.
Well, debatable. All right, these I like the simple, like kind of two-tone pink purple. The smooth look. It's a little shiny. There's some shading on the face here, and swappable hands. There's fists.
I'm picking this up
for punching X-Men, and then there's open hands for blast effects. And there's a stone.
So cool, man.
Oh, Josh Brown said his whole Rogue was a mess, and the one I got today was Scare Glow. Bad Wolf says I had to step away for work and get back. The guests aren't sticking around for the 14th hour of the show. No, not tonight. Urban Aztec did some Godzillas for Mondo too. Yeah. That's was that one of the ones that Hector was showing?
Yep.
Super cool. You can do IT for a toy company. Yeah, why don't you be like a website manager and make sure all their pre-orders and like e-commerce goes through?
Yeah, that's something that I could possibly like segue to as well. I know
Uh,
that. I
Rick
thought
says, I
about that.
think all of us in this space, to our capacity, we just end up wanting to get into into the industry itself. I kind of do, but I'm kind of worried that, like I used to work in an amusement park, but then once I started working there, I never went back to the amusement park because it wasn't fun anymore. It was just like, I just kind of got tired of it, even though I could get in for free all the time. But the way Hector and Peter talk about it, it's like, I guess I don't love amusement parks, but you love this stuff, right? You love the properties you're working with, or you love toys, that it wouldn't
Yeah,
feel like a job.
yeah, yeah. I
Because
think
I know
it's
you don't
because
love
it's like
supply chain.
no, I don't love supply chain. I don't love
What?
popcorn. I don't love supply chain necessarily, but I don't love popcorn either, right?
God damn. Sentinel Faithina.
Um,
This is a 2-pack from Pulse, and box art, super cool too.
I'm just kind of jealous that like Machu and J Shot got their own like action figure. Like, what the heck?
It's not really them.
Yeah, I think it's them.
Yoko says a job is still a job, though. Um, there's a lot of. I feel like there's more meaning to that. It is a job. Are you saying like, a paycheck is a paycheck? Just be happy you're getting paid, kind of deal.
Yeah, I think I should just be happy getting paid. Job market's hard right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I hear. But I'm having fun doing this and being able to talk to so many different people from different companies or people doing independent stuff. I don't know. And yeah, I don't know if I want to change anything like that. One more thing before we go. Transformers 1. My wife didn't know, Joyce didn't know that it was an animated movie.
Okay.
Cause I bought tickets and I showed her the trailer and she's like, "Oh, this is animated." I'm like, "Yeah, robots aren't real." And then I'm like, "Oh, wait, you thought it was like the old kind of
Michael Bay ones,
which
live action.
I'm surprised this was also produced by Michael Bay." But with humans and animated robots. But we go and she's like, "Oh, that means I can't see Chris Hemsworth's face for the movie. He's just a voice." And I'm like, "Yeah, I feel the same about Scarlett Johansson." So we're like, on that note, let's go. We brought the kids. The boy got some Transformers toys last week, and he loved it. And I think it's of all the Bay movies, I think this movie is one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Like it's really fun to watch.
I'm glad. I'm glad that Hasbro put out a product that like can attract new fans. Like, are you telling me that your son likes it now? I bought him a Transformer. I don't know how many years ago, right? And he's like, meh, But then to hear that he watched the movie, he has the toys, and it sounds like he loves it. So it's just like it worked. It's good, right?
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
It's because as a toy person, when you sit down and then the credits, they're like a Hasbro production, my mind's conditioned for like people to just start hissing from the seats or like typing. Like I expected a live chat to come up on the side, like watching all the toy live streams, and they're like, "Oh, you go woke, you go bro," or some like garbage like that. But like you said, I'm not Transformers like you, and like I had a lot of fun. Watching it. The story was pretty cool. The action scenes were pretty cool. There's some humor in there. It was close to 2 hours, so the attention span of a 6-year-old was kind of running thin at the end. But I liked it. And my rating is I would buy toys. In reality, I'm trying to get rid of so much stuff, so I can't buy toys. But I would buy toys if I had the space. So
fair.
That's where I'm at. I don't think I watched Bumblebee. What's up, Rick Jones? Which one was
Bumblebee? Was the ones after like the Michael Bay one, like after the Michael Bay did the fourth one, and then they kind of did off reboot of Into Bumblebee.
Right.
So
right,
Bumblebee happens right before Rise of the Beasts.
I
And
don't
it's
think
like
I
all
watched Rise of the Beast
yeah,
either.
don't bother. But anyway,
Don't bother. Okay.
yeah.
Yo, shout outs to
So,
what's up, Brad Harper says favorite movie of the year. Love Gun.
that's good. That's good. It's everyone's been really supportive about it and happy about it. Everyone's telling me like, you gotta go watch it. You go watch it. It's like I want to watch it. I'm trying to watch it, but I'm just trying to find the time.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. Like so, I'm watching it Sunday, but again, like Friday we're gonna watch Dan Da Dan, whatever, right? And then I'm gonna go back to a movie theater on Sunday.
Don't whatever. That's very condescending to the whole production.
Whatevs.
Wow, even worse, doubling down. I love it. Matthew Toy, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat.
Thank you, bro.
Says thanks, DK. Here's more positive reinforcement to doing a great job. Hey, dude, you were crushing it tonight, man.
Thank you. It was a fun show, right?
Yeah,
just wanted to bring my A game.
Nigel is here. What's up, Nigel? I think he had a toy deal with one of my friends today, man. Good to see worlds colliding. Hope you're doing well. Bumblebee has John Cena. I didn't. Yeah, I don't think I watched that.
It was around COVID time.
Richard, what's up, man? Richard's here. He says, DK, it's so good. Avoid the spoilers. Sunday, you can make it till Sunday.
Yeah, I can make it to Sunday. I'll be fine.
Tomorrow we're gonna go watch Don Da Don. We're gonna go grab some food and maybe check out a toy store or two. There's a Yoko put me on. There's an official Bandai Gashapon store at Union Station.
Oh,
that I want to check out.
Yes. There is.
Yeah. Are you saying that? Did I send it to you?
No, because I pass by there every day.
All right. You should take a video camera and document your journey there. Before we get out of here, how is your setup and review process going for those Transformers?
Haven't touched it yet.
Okay, perfect.
It was a busy weekend. That's my update.
I mean, you've had more than okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna get up out of here. This was another fun episode. If you have time and you want to watch some more, last week we were on with a very funny comedian, Roxy Hayes. We opened up some we talked about like damn 90s cartoons, Power Rangers, anime. She opened up a toy that had a repack in it, which was unfortunate, but also made for a fun time. She's super cool. Go check that episode out. We will be recording a new episode of What I Miss, which will be available for Patreon tomorrow afternoon, as long as I can get to it tonight. And the giveaway on Sunday. What else have we got going on, DK?
Nothing for me. I just can't think on top of my head right now.
You can't think on top.
There we go.
Listen, of your head.
Peter Hector's gone.
If anyone is interested, the new this new hat right here, the Monkey King hat, is up. Can you still hear me talking?
Yes.
Is up for order now, in stock and ready to ship on toyingaround.ca. Comes in all these different colors. I'm getting the yellow one in to kind of show how it looks, but hopefully we'll be doing a giveaway sometime soon, because next week we'll be back. Thursday night, the first Thursday of every month, is with the Enablers. So myself, Yoko, who's in the chat, Matthew Toy, who's in the chat, 796, I don't know if he's still here, High School Creations, whose Wall XD Kickstarter is going out, starting to hit everyone's collections now. Kyle, of course, and Ryan Ting, a bunch of great friends, and we'll get together and open up some toys next week for y'all. And it's been a good one. DK, last comment. Any plans for a stretch? Is there? I don't know if I do stretch. I don't like stretch fit, but I can try to do a stretch fit if you guys want. The ones that I showed are snapbacks for everyone who's interested. Alicia, thank you for coming again. It's great to see you. Repeat name in the chat here and on IG. Thunderhouse says create content, DK marching order. Just do the first one. Do the first one. Like set like an hour aside in your day. Right? And really just start.
Yeah.
And once you do that, then you'll like
Then
you'll
I'll
be
start
able
rolling.
to know what you need to do, what you're missing, how to get it done. We're like your end goal.
Yeah.
And that's the first step, man. All right, get to it. Yes, thank you so much, friends. If you have a second, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel. You can come back every week for this live stream. But of course, I'm doing a lot of video reviews as well, and also a different series on toys that you can watch every week that we're trying to put together. So I appreciate your time here. Again, it costs you nothing just to hit the thumbs up on this video and help the channel try to hit more eyes. And we're close to 6,000 subs on the channel, so it'd be cool to hit that this year. And enjoy. We'll see you on Instagram. Have yourselves a great night. Oh yeah, and thank you to Hector and Peter and Mondo and everyone involved for putting this together. Appreciate you, Irving, also. So have yourselves a great night and keep touring around. Peace.
Peace.
Look, we got this. Do we have a song for this? We got to reshoot your jumping video.
Oh, let's not talk about that again.
That was atrocious.
Terrible.